JEM is my name, no one else is the same. JEM is my name. JEM.
Okay, yeah, so Synergy was not destroyed. That was indeed a hologram. Okay, so let me talk about music again real quick. There was a song, I think in like the second or third episode, that I really liked because it was quite different to most of the rest of the music. It was a fugue between JEM and the Holograms and the Misfits. I think it's called Click Clash or something like that.
And in a flash, you're the latest fashion, an overnight smash. That's what we're gonna do. You don't step aside. Look out, we're coming through. Better run somewhere and hide. You better hide. Click, and it's all so thrilling. Click, and you've got top billing. Click.
Really cool to see different approaches to the plethora of music we get in this show. So this is the big Battle of the Bands episode, and the Misfits / Eric Bad Guy's last-ditch effort to make sure the Misfits win is to kidnap Ashley, who I keep calling Susan for whatever reason, and lock her in a trunk that may or may not have air holes. Now, this show is not perfect. I am going to lightly criticize it here from a narrative and storytelling perspective. So, it is set up in the front of the show that there is a trash compactor that compacts trash. And there are custodial workers using a forklift and dumping big boxes and things into the trash compactor to compact it. Now, if any human being were to fall in the trash compactor and get compacted with the trash that is in the trash compactor getting compacted, they too would be compacted like the compacted trash and probably die. That is set up, and Ashley is locked in a trunk. And then, well, we'll get there. Oh yes, we'll get there. So, Eric Bad Guy tells JEM and the Holograms to go out to the drive-in. Oh, by the way, the private investigator he hired to figure out who JEM really is, he stumbled across the Starlight Drive-In, got a picture of Synergy, then thought he destroyed it, and then he said, I wonder who owns Starlight Drive-In. So he goes to like City Hall or something to pull the records to see who the owner of Starlight Drive-In is. Then he goes back to Starlight Records, where Eric Bad Guy works because he inherited it from Jerica's dad, to say, hey, you'll never guess who owns Starlight Drive-In. The same guy who owns Starlight Records and the Starlight Orphanage. So anyway, the JEM and the Holograms are said, you go out to the drive-in and you wait there until the Battle of the Bands is over. And if you don't, little Ashley will pay the price. And she already owes the change jar $30. So, oh, by the way, Ashley gave the Misfits their $30 back that she got from them to let them onto the property earlier, episodes ago. So, Ashley's trying to do better. Even Stormer, you might say, well, wasn't Stormer like her friend? How could she let her get locked in a box with maybe no air holes? Well, Stormer, like many of us, has trouble standing up to peer pressure. And her peers pressured her. And she succumbed to the pressure applied by her peers.
It's Stormer, Ashley.
Stormer! Stormer! I told you she'd gone soft.
We've got to win this contest.
Winning is everything that counts.
You're either with us or against us.
I'm sorry, Ashley.
Stormer! Stormer!
I'm with you. Let's go.
Stormer!
Anyway, so adventure, Misfits go on stage. They do their act. They get 9 out of 10 stars on the applausometer, and it's intermission time. And if the Gem and the Holograms aren't on stage performing, the winners are the Misfits. So this is kind of an odd battle of the bands, because from what I understand, it's between Holograms and Misfits. So it's just the two bands, and the Misfits played one song, and now we're having a 15-minute intermission. Okay. So Gem and the Holograms are being watched over by the bad guy the guy that Eric Bad Guy, hired to try to blow up the orphanage and light the other place on fire and kill him with a gargoyle. So he and some goons are guarding them, and they're like, "Wait a minute, we have synergy, and synergy can output holograms that can actually physically interact with things, because they generate a hologram that actually throws a box at somebody." Also, while Gem is on stage, synergy generates Jerica to go hang out with Rio, so that's nice. But anyway, they're like, what should we do? Lions are attacking! And the bad guys who are guarding them are sitting there playing cards, and they look and like, oh my god, lions! Run! Run away from the suddenly lions at the drive-in.
Showtime, Synergy.
There are lions! Come on, let's go! Tempo!
Lions! They also think to do a hologram of the police, because Jerica tries to run away, or Gem tries to run away, same person, but she gets captured. And so she leaves one of her earrings outside, which, hey, artists, the scale was off on the earring. Whatever. So there's an earring outside generating, police, and there's an earring on the inside generating lions. Why not a pack of velociraptors? Or, some eldritch horror like Cthulhu or something. Actually, so they find out, so in a very awkward cut, we suddenly cut back to the Battle of the Bands location, and the trunk with Ashley in it is on a forklift about to be loaded into the trash compactor. No time for tension, it's just suddenly there, and you're like, oh, yeah, Ashley was in the box, and oh, yeah, I remember that trash compactor thing that was set up at the beginning of the episode. Did we run out of time? I have to imagine at some point there was a scene where, the workers are going through the dressing room, and it's like, all right, load up all these boxes onto the pallet, they're going into the trash compactor, to establish the danger and draw out the tension, but they probably ran out of time or money or something and didn't animate it. So it's just, suddenly danger, and Rio leaps to the rescue. Rio leaps to the rescue and saves Ashley and lets her out of the box, and she can breathe again. And, Ashley, you're safe. Oh, we love you. It's so good. Hey, you still owe us $30 for the change jar, though. We're not forgetting about that $30, Ashley. You still gotta put They don't actually say that. That's my headcanon. Long story, moderately short. They Gem and the Holograms. They actually call the police because the gig is up. They find Ashley. She says, they locked me in a trunk. I almost died. It was Eric Bad Guy. So the police actually do show up at the movie theater where there are holograms of lions, and arrest the bad guys and arrest Eric. And they get a police escort, and they go to the Battle of the Bands, and they win. And Eric goes to jail, and they get the movie contract. And the Misfits lose, but they swear revenge. They'll get even. And there's no even. This is not equivalent, you jackasses. And they get full control of Starlight Foundation, the record company. and Rio and Jerica go into the office, and Eric's in the office. And she's like, "What are you doing in my office, Eric, bad guy?" And he says, "Oh, just clearing out my desk and getting some personal effects." And he has a photo of the Synergy platform that he's keeping, so that will come back later. And he says, "Why aren't you in jail? It's amazing what good lawyers can do." Yeah, yes, it is. But she seems to, now she owns the whole thing, and Eric, I guess, still has a lot of money. So they now have the mansion where the orphans can live. They have a movie contract. They have all of the Starlight thing, full control of it, I guess. Eric is not in jail, so he's still going to be a pain in their butt. The Misfits are still out there. And things seem to be going okay between Rio and Jerica, and that's the important thing. The other thing I wanted to point out is there are 2 songs in this episode that conclude by jumping the octave on the last note, and both of them were absolutely warranted.
We're taking it off. We're taking it off. We're taking it off.
Oh, you're gonna jump the octave, you're gonna jump, and they didn't, and they went into a next verse. I'm like, oh, okay, we still got time, and then they jump the octave at the end, and it's great.
We're taking it off. We're taking it off. We're taking it off.
And then Music is Power, I think, is the one they do with the band, and that's a screamer of an octave jump at the very end.
Music makes you fly. It finds you when you're low and lifts you to the sky.
It's great. I like this show. And there's like 3 whole seasons of this. So I think there's like 70 some episodes, so I'm having fun. I hope you are too. This is as far as I've seen so far. Maybe the rest of the show sucks. I certainly hope not. But yeah, from now on I don't have to worry about repeating anything I said in my 30 Days of Netflix video, because all of the content from here on out is absolutely unique, fresh, and original to me. It's a show that came out over 30 years ago, so yeah. Alright, see you in the next episode. Bye.